I grew up in a long line of farmers in the northeast of England. And by virtue of the fact that there was already a long line of Walgate men in the business, I sort of walked away from that. I became very interested in wine while at university. I took myself off to visit vineyards and saw my own future there in winemaking. So I've been pursuing that really for the last 20 years. Being organic, biodynamic, for me it's the only way that I can farm now. Growing up in a farm which was conventionally farmed, industrially farmed, and seeing the journey that my family's business has gone through over the last 20 years, where now we're sort of avoiding cultivation, working with cover crops, building organic matter back up in the soil, is the most effective, sustainable way of farming. It's a way of producing better quality produce. I don't feel like I have a choice about that. That's just the way we're going to farm here. That's the way we're going to make our wine. And I believe honestly that the wines have more energy, they're more dynamic, and they're more interesting to people as well. So we produce a lot of wines here at Tillingham. So I think at the last count there are about 20 wines. And those 20 wines will cover a manner of different styles. So we'll have red wine, white wine, orange wine, rosé, sparkling, but then there's 3 or 4 different ways of making sparkling, so we tried all of those as well. And that's, some people say, a bad idea because having too many products can confuse consumers, but actually it's proven to be slightly the opposite, in that because the wines are these small batch wines with lots of personality, people are desperate to try the next one. Our approach to the winemaking is the wine will end up being what it wants to be, and it's a representative of the soil and the farming and the particular type of yeast that are coming in on the grapes. And so the wines end up being their own thing, and there are no interventions, there are no added sulfites, there are no added yeast, there's no filtration, there's no fining. It's a very reactive and natural process. Tillingham was always going to include hospitality, rooms, food, because it's not just a vineyard. And the whole approach is treating the farm as a holistic system. Byproducts from the winery go back into the field. We have livestock rotationally grazing around the vines, and then we have pasture as well. And so you've got the meat there, and it's this joined up system. Ultimately, one day it will be entirely self-sufficient. And we're also championing a way of farming and a way of doing business which is positive for the environment. Ultimately, that's the way I want to live.